confused and feeling overwhelmed and I don't know, I should do a retinoid or Retin-A, stop it. It's gonna be okay. Just start with the retinoid, use it consistently, build up your tolerance, recondition that skin, condition that skin, condition that skin, and then slowly start to advance. Well, hello beautiful, thank you so much for being here. Cody, always here to help you have the most healthy, glowing, and gorgeous skin. And if you are new, welcome, and if you love this information, please subscribe. Alright, so I'm wearing my Born to Love sweater because I believe that we are all born from love and we are born to love. That is our thing. I remember reading in a book by Marianne Williamson when I was doing A Course in Miracles and very involved with that. She said that everything is love and everything is a call to love. And so in today's video I'm going to answer some questions about retinol, and the question I get a lot is, should I be using retinol or should I be using Retin-A? But before I get to that, I just want to say a couple things. The first thing I want to say is just thank you so much for all of the love that you give to me and all of the love that just I received on the last video about all of the hate comments. I mean, that was the most probably comments I got really quickly, and I just felt so much love from you. You are the reason I'm here. I'm not going anywhere, and like I said in that video, the negativity has made me only become a better person, not a bitter person. And so I did want to share just briefly before I talk about the Retin-A and the retinol, which one I think you should be doing or using, is that recently one of the people in my beauty community, Tati Westbrook, who created a product called Halo Beauty. I purchased that vitamin. I will be using it. I will be doing an unboxing, and then I will be talking in more detail about the controversy, what I think happened, and just trying to shine a light on her in a positive way, and also maybe just helping some people that are consumers that were really fearful and skeptical to maybe just kind of see a little bit more behind the scenes and maybe just to have a little bit more compassion for her, because I think what happens is a little bit we put people on this pedestal and we think that they're not going to make mistakes and all of this stuff, and I'm going to go into great detail on that in the video, which I hope I get that box tomorrow, because it did say today I got a shipping notification that it shipped. So anyway, so a lot of people ask me if they think that especially people that are on retinol now, they get, especially from my Retin-A videos, they think, oh my god, maybe I should be using Retin-A, and should I be using Retin-A? Or people that are on Retin-A see some new formulation of retinol and think, oh, maybe I should be using that instead. And so I'm just going to share a little bit of what I think about that and what I think you should maybe be doing. Of course, if you are using Retin-A now and it is from a doctor and it's prescribed to you, you should be asking them. I can't prescribe information. I can't diagnose skin conditions and stuff, especially online. I'm not here to, I don't know your skin. You're not a client of mine in my office where I'm working on you, so it's a little bit different. And so you just always want to make sure that you understand that if you're being prescribed something, that you're really getting the right dosage and that you're on it correctly from your doctor. So anyway, so the first thing I want to say is that I hear and I read all kinds of stuff, and there's so much controversy around Retin-A and application and what you should do and what you shouldn't do. And so it's just one of those things, because it's a drug, it's just a little bit more, you know, controversial, and it's science-based, and so I get it. But here's the thing. If you are a person that is new to retinoids, so Retin-A is retinoic acid, and retinol is a retinoid, which is in the family of vitamin A. So all retinoids would be considered vitamin A, retinol, retinoic acid. All of this are from the vitamin A family. So in essence, retinoids, what they do is they have to be converted in your skin with an enzymatic response in the skin back into retinoic acid. And there's some controversy whether that response that occurs in the skin is sufficient enough, because if you could just use the medicine, why wouldn't you start there and use kind of like the main agent or ingredient? And I, with all of my years in the industry, do think that there is a place for retinoids and retinol, and that if you are new to retinoids or thinking of maybe starting Retin-A, that you don't always need to go get a prescription. And I know that might be conflicting with other people's information online, so do what feels right for you. But for me, here's the thing. Most of the clients that come in with Retin-A aren't using it because they've had massive irritation. And a lot of even retinoids. Retinol is just irritating in general. Retinoic acid, Retin-A, all of them, vitamin A I should say, is just kind of irritating in general to the skin. what the industry is constantly trying to do is to formulate the right type of formulation so that it's a little bit more buffered and plays well with your skin, so that it doesn't dehydrate the skin too much and doesn't cause a lot of that red erythema and irritation and kind of itchiness on the skin. So the industry is obsessed with trying to, and for a good reason, to get consumers to use the retinoids and to stay on them for a long period of time so that they really get a benefit from it. In my opinion, if you're not using a retinoid consistently or Retin-A consistently, you're not going to get the result that it really promises, because it needs to be put into the skin consistently. So you have to keep driving it into the skin consistently. And so it's really important that you're really consistent about this, and a lot of people, and I'm going to be doing a few more videos here today in this same sweater more about Retin-A and retinol, but and today, you know, I want you to know this, is that you don't need to get caught up in all the hype of the newest, latest, greatest retinoid. And also, the research on a lot of these newer retinol formulations, of course they're always going to say that it's the latest research available, that it's the latest whatever retinoid that doesn't need to be turned into this kind of thing. And to be honest, I try to stay away from that, because the research is usually and also I prefer to kind of stick with what I know is going to consistently work from a brand that I kind of trust, from a owner that I trust. And so it's not important to get caught into the hype of which retinoid is going to be the best retinoid for you. For the most part, most retinoids on the market are going to do a great job for you, and there are different forms of retinoids on the market, and I'm not going to go into that in this video. I'll go into that in another video of all the different ones, like retinol palmitate, all kinds of different ones. And the thing I want you to most know is that if you're sensitive or if you're new to retinoids, there's nothing wrong with starting with the most lightest percentage of retinoid that you can find and then working your way up, just like you would if you were on Retin-A. I think a lot of people think that they need to go get the medication, but a lot of people can't get the medication, they can't get a prescription, or they think that if they're on the medication that they're going to get a better result. And that's not always the truth. That is not always the case. And the reason is because more than anything, this is the way that I look at it. When you're using vitamin A in any form, in any product, it doesn't matter. What matters is consistency, conditioning yourself to use that product to go higher. Important that you just start with the lowest percentage, you use that, and then you kind of work your way. And then once you advance through that, higher and stronger on the retinoid. So what I mean is it's similar to working out. So what you want to do is you want to consistently, through repetition, really about conditioning your muscles when you go to the gym so that you get more of a sustainable result. If you can't get a Retin-A now and you can't get a prescription for one, then start with a retinoid even from the drugstore. Like you could start with something like the Rock, you could start with the Neutrogena one. It doesn't really matter, I think, at this point. What will matter is if you consistently use it and you realize it's not really giving you that look that you want, then you may want to advance with a more cosmeceutical line, and that would be your next approach. And then after that, then you would go get a prescription. So that's kind of how I did it. That's how I believe you should do it. I don't necessarily always believe you just need to go on the Retin-A, and some people might disagree with me because they think, well, why not just start with the best and use the best? Well, main reason is irritation, main reason is dehydration, main reason is you want to condition the skin and you want to slowly baby on it so that your skin gets used to that vitamin A over a long period of time so you can go up and up and up and up and up. It's just like going to the gym. You don't just go lift 500 pounds right away. You build up your muscles slowly, lifting 10, 20, 50, 100, and so on and so forth. So it's the same thing with also your skincare, and a lot of us want to get the most highest percentage and we want to get the best result and we want to get it overnight. And how you really do that more than anything, my love, is by being super consistent. So if you're using or thinking of getting a retinoid now that you're feeling like you're resonating with, you know, don't get caught in thinking you need the highest one, because what can happen even with retinoids over the counter, especially if they're really manufactured and formulated really beautifully, is they can act just like a Retin-A. They can still cause the same irritation and dryness and dehydration. So it's really about starting slow, going at the lowest percentage first, and same thing is working your way up, working your way up, working your way up. So if you feel called to just start with a prescription, then by all means do that. And if you feel like you can afford that, because sometimes Retin-A is also just very expensive. But a lot of people, I think, are afraid that if they're not using Retin-A from a doctor and it's not prescribed or whatever, that they're not going to get still the benefit of vitamin Retin-A promises, and what it promises is help with texture and scarring and redness and post-inflammation hyperpigmentation and melasma and acne and prevention of acne and inflammation of acne and all kinds of stuff, from wrinkles and collagen building and all kinds of really cool stuff. Confused and feeling overwhelmed and I don't know I should do a retinoid or Retin-A, stop it, it's gonna be okay. Just start with the retinoid, use it consistently, build up your tolerance, recondition that skin, condition that skin, condition that skin, and then slowly start to advance. Alright, if you have any questions, whether you think you should do a retinoid or a Retin-A or what, feel free to ask them below this video. If you love this info, please subscribe, and remember to always stay gorgeous. And I'll see you soon in a new video. Bye-bye.